If you don't willingly give up this house, it's divorce. I was suddenly confronted by my husband. This place holds precious memories with my parents. I have no intention of giving it up, of course. However, as if toying with my feelings, he makes threats. What should I do? Lost and confused, I reached out to my father for help. My name is Ashley, and I'm 30 years old. I support the household as a full-time housewife. It's almost 2 years since I married my husband, Gary. For my sake, he's been working diligently since I left my job after getting married. However, after the death of my father-in-law, my mother-in-law decided to move into the apartment where we lived, and the ordinary routine was quickly disrupted. To my surprise, I was told about my mother-in-law's move the day before we moved in together. "Oh, by the way, Mom will be coming here from tomorrow," my husband casually declared. "Huh, does that mean she's coming to visit?" I asked. "Not coming to visit, but moving into this house. So take care of things like cleaning." "Moving is your mother-in-law going to live in this house? Dad's gone, so it's only natural, right? If things continue as they are, my mother will be alone at home." Looking back now, I had a slight sense of unease about my husband's way of thinking from this time. In a typical scenario, this should have been a conversation with me, the daughter-in-law. However, in my case, cohabitation was decided without my awareness. My husband was right. My mother-in-law arrived the next day at noon with a large amount of luggage. "It's been a while, Mom. Please come in." For some reason, my mother-in-law seems unhappy with me as I greet her. "Hey, Ashley, normally shouldn't you have come to pick me up at the station?" she complains. "Well, I didn't know when you would arrive. So in such cases, you should have contacted me, right?" I apologize. "Honestly, you're so thoughtless." "I'm sorry. This is why daughters-in-law are useless," she mutters to herself. My mother-in-law plopped down on the sofa and asked, as if she's the master of this house. The next day, the scale of her sarcastic attacks began. It started right after my husband left for work. "Ashley, what are you leisurely doing? The dishes or laundry in the morning is the priority, isn't it?" "I'm sorry. I'll prioritize after finishing these dishes." "I'm telling you, our priorities are different. After having breakfast at home, the first thing you should do is the laundry. Even if you say that, just be quiet and listen to what I say." A daughter-in-law talking back to her mother-in-law. What kind of upbringing did you have? "I have my own daily routine, but for some reason she can't seem to understand it. I'm not saying I won't do it at all. It seems my mother-in-law just doesn't like my way of doing things. Even if I do things as she says, she still finds something to complain about, especially during the day when I'm alone with my mother-in-law. One day I came up with a secret plan to get out of living with my mother-in-law. The secret is to move into the house my father gave me. My parents started living in the countryside 2 months ago when my father took early retirement, so they handed over the house they had been living in to me. Luckily, it's not far from the current apartment I live in. We have been discussing moving to the house soon. Continuing to live with my mother-in-law is becoming too much for me, so I thought it might be a good idea for my husband and me to move out early. With that in mind, I decided to propose it to my husband right away. "Gary, can I talk to you for a moment? There's something I want to discuss." "Discuss what's wrong?" "You know the house my dad gave us. How about moving there?" "Oh, that house. Well, we were planning to talk about it eventually, but why the sudden interest?" "The thing is, I'm not getting along well with your mom." "Huh, Mom never mentioned anything like that. Anyway, living with your mom is getting really tough for me, so I'm seriously considering moving." "I see. Well, the distance isn't that far, and it might be okay for your mom to continue living in this apartment." Surprisingly, my husband accepted the idea of moving without much hesitation. He discussed it with his mom, and a week later, the moving process was underway. Honestly, I thought my mother-in-law would be more reluctant, but she easily agreed to our move. Not only that, she bid us farewell with a big smile as we left. "Gary, Ashley, see you later. I'm sorry for the sudden decision to move." "It's fine. You received your father's wisdom, right? It's the right thing to do. Thank you. If you like, please come and visit us. Mom, sure. The distance is short, and Ashley, make sure to drop by regularly. Yes, after finishing the formalities, we headed to our new place. I felt relieved inside. No more sarcastic remarks from my mother-in-law. Now I can live freely, just like before. I was prepared to be opposed to it, but I'm glad I took the plunge and consulted a locksmith. But the story doesn't end here. Even though I've distanced myself from my mother-in-law, now the issue is that my husband returns home late. If it was just coming home late, it would be one thing. But there are days when he doesn't come home all day. The reason is not overtime or drinking parties. It's because he's visiting his mother. My husband says it's because he's worried about his mom, but it happens too often. He often eats over there without informing me or doesn't come home for a whole day. With each of these incidents, my daily routine is falling apart. This can't go on like this. One day, I brought up the topic with my husband. Gary, isn't it too frequent for you not to come home? Really, but I'm just at my mom's place most of the time. It's not about that. At least let me know in advance. Making dinner becomes a waste. Just eat it the next day. You're a housewife at home all the time. What's that? Do you think just because I'm a housewife, I don't need to be informed? Well, isn't it true? A housewife just lazes around at home, huh? Besides, I'm more worried about leaving Mom alone. Erica will be back soon, and I have to talk about that with Mom. Erica? Erica is my husband's sister who currently lives overseas due to work commitments. I had no idea Erica was coming back. What would be the reason for her return, and what do they have to discuss? Erica is coming back, but is there really something to discuss with your mom? Concerned, I asked my husband about it. Of course there is. Erica is moving in, so we need to talk about it. Huh? Is that so? Erica used to live in a quite spacious house overseas, and she insisted on having a similarly large house here. So, I think she'll be living in this single-family house. The sudden news left me completely stunned. My sister-in-law is going to live in this house just as I finally got away from my mother-in-law. Wait a minute. This house was given to me by my dad. You know, why is Erica going to live here too? Well, originally we lived in that apartment, but now Mom is living there. Besides, that apartment is smaller, right? This is the only spacious house we have. You can't just decide that on your own. I didn't plan on living with Erica. Oh, we won't be living together. We're going back to Mom's place and Erica can have this house. What are you saying? I told you we're going back to Mom's place. Erica can live freely in this house. My husband's lack of common sense left me physically staggered. I continued to insist that I had no intention of living together, and my husband got upset with me. Cut it out already. You can live here thanks to me. So shut up and listen. Don't mess around. This is the house I inherited. Why should Erica get it? It's a shame for you to live in such a splendid house, right? Erica has lived abroad for a long time, and I've told her I have a big house waiting for her. It's too late to say it's impossible now. I don't care anyway. I hate it all. You do is complain. That's enough. Cool your head a bit. I'm going back to Mom's place for a while. My husband slammed the door shut and left the house. Left alone in the room, tears welled up slowly. Why does he always decide things on his own? This is the precious house I inherited, and he's giving it to his sister. This is not a joke. In the midst of my distress, I received daily messages from my husband asking if I regretted it or telling me to come back soon. Each time, I had to express my unwavering determination not to yield. Then one day, my husband, fed up with my resistance, called in anger. Hey, Ashley, when the hell are you coming over here? That's why I won't say it again. I'm not going there, and I have no intention of giving this house to Erica. Cut it out. I've already told Erica she'll be coming back this week. Stop whining. Don't decide things on your own. I inherited this house from my dad. It's mine now. Why do I have to let go of it for your family? Who do you think you're talking to? Mama's angry. Don't ruin our mood any further. What's that? You're ignoring my feelings." My husband seemed quite frustrated, sighing loudly over the phone. Immediately after that, he said something unbelievable. "If you don't listen to what I say, it's divorce. Get out by tomorrow and transfer that house to Erica." At that moment, my love for my husband began to cool off rapidly. His despicable attitude of threatening with the word divorce angered me to the core. I couldn't forgive it, threatening with divorce instead of considering someone's feelings, let alone discussing it. I will not let these people do what they want. My husband, in spite of his anger, continues as if triumphantly, "Understand. If you don't leave by tomorrow, it's divorce. Got it? Seriously, of course you have no choice in this matter. A housewife like you will have a hard time if something happens, right? No, I get it. Good? That's all you need to know. Then hurry up and move here. My mom is enthusiastic about educating you." After delivering this ultimatum, my husband unilaterally ended the call. After that, I explained the situation to my father and sought his cooperation for a plan I had in mind. The next day, my husband, acting confident, called me. "Hey, is packing done?" "Yes, of course," I calmly replied. "More importantly, when is Erica coming back?" "Tomorrow." "Why are you so fixated on Erica?" To my question, my husband quickly revealed his true intentions. "Actually, she's making quite a bit of money with stocks and investments." "I see. So you want to get close to her and maybe get some financial support. That sounds like something you'd think of." "Say what you want. Anyway, you need to leave by today or it'll be troublesome for us." "Don't worry, I've already moved." Huh. My words seemed to genuinely surprise my husband. Thinking that I had obediently followed his instructions, he arrogantly continued, "Oh, so you also don't want a divorce after all. That makes sense. It would be tough to live without income." "That's right, although we're still officially a couple, and I answered your call, that's about to end, huh? Let's get a divorce." My words visibly shook my husband. "What are you saying? As I told you, you're going to leave that house, right? Are you moving here right now?" "Huh, there's no way I'm doing that. I won't return to a house with an unreasonable husband and a bullying mother-in-law." "What? What do you mean by that?" "We promised you would leave that house." "Yes, that's right. I already did as we agreed. I told you I've already moved. Don't mess with me." "If that's the case, where are you now?" Feeling the pressure, my husband's tone became faster. It was a sign that he was losing his composure. Sensing the right moment, I decided to reveal my location. "I'm at my parents' place now." "Huh. You moved to the countryside where your parents live?" "Yes, I moved to the countryside where my parents live. So I won't be returning back to your place." "What is that so?" My husband's tone expressed a sense of relief. "Well, that doesn't matter if that house goes to Erica. $500,000, huh? I put that house which my father gave me up for sale. So if you really want to give it to Erica, buy it for $500,000. "What? You're joking, right?" "I'm not joking. Since the house is still in my father's name, I asked him to put it up for sale. In fact, the corporation I sought from my father was for the sale of the house. My father had told me before, "When the time comes for you to live as you like, or if you face any trouble, let me know." He said the appraisal result was $500,000, so we immediately put it up for sale. Thinking it was a stroke of luck, I never imagined it would come to such a situation. My husband choked on his words and started cursing. "What the hell are you doing? Whatever you want, I won't forgive you." I don't need your forgiveness. We're getting a divorce soon anyway." "What? Do you understand your position? Being alone and facing difficulties is much better than being with you forever." "Oh well, Erica is coming back soon, you know. I'll tell you, I'm counting on Erica's money." "So what?" "I told you, right? If you really want to settle things with Erica, buy the house for $500,000 if you can." "What? That's not something she can do. Erica is making money through investments, right? If you want to settle it with her so much, you can buy the house for $500,000. How much can Erica offer? He continued to make excuses without a hint of apology. Seeing it as a waste of time, I confronted him. I don't have time to deal with such foolish parents and children. Did you think threatening with divorce would make me willingly give up the house? Just because I'm a housewife doesn't mean I'll obediently follow whatever you say. Wait, calm down, calm down. The one panicking here is you, isn't it? I won't be controlled by you and your family any longer. I won't continue being a part of this family with you people. Don't ever get involved in my life again. Go to hell with your beloved mom. Yelling loud enough for the neighbors to hear, I said this and left abruptly. Of course, I immediately blocked his calls and cut off all means of communication with my husband. Afterwards, I consulted a friend who is a lawyer to initiate divorce mediation with my husband. It took some time, but I was able to proceed with a divorce due to my husband's fault. He is still living in that apartment with his mother. As for the return of my sister-in-law, in the end, they couldn't secure a large house, and Erica, angered by the changed circumstances, returned overseas in a fit of rage. The attempt by my ex-husband, who tried to seek financial assistance from Erica, who earned money through investments, ended in complete failure. He is now living precariously to make ends meet for the alimony payments and payments of living expenses for his mother. If he continues to live with that selfish mother-in-law, his life won't get any better in the future. On the other hand, I am enjoying peaceful days with my parents in the countryside where I moved recently. I got a job as an administrative staff at a small fruit orchard through an introduction from a neighbor. I am earning enough to live comfortably. Now I plan to live here for some time to come. I will stay by their side as long as I can to repay my parents.